All right, let's do some quick fill in the blank on some relevant players here. This is from our listeners. We'll start with Bango. He says, Rhamondre Stevenson is a top blank running back as long as Damian Harris is out, which appears to be a multi-week thing. Rhamondre Stevenson is a top blank running back.
10.
15. But you know what? 10 makes a little more sense with all the buys kicking in. Like I'll speak for myself. I don't know how Heath feels about it, but I feel like everybody's like pushed up significantly, and that there's a bunch of head scratchers when you get to like 20th overall at running back and wide receiver.
I noticed it more at running back and tight end this week, but yeah, I mean, I've got him 5th this week, so I think Chris Towers has him 1st.
Good
They run the
gravy.
ball so much.
They do.
Cleveland, Chicago, and the Jets, favorable matchups coming up.
Mhm.
Cleveland's 29th against running backs, Bears 24th. Jets are 16th. They're not so bad, but
Browns just traded for Deion Jones in the middle of that defense. I don't even know if he's going to play. He would help their run defense, but boy, they've been bad.
and of course it's a gamble. But if you are, 1-4 and you need to get back in it, obviously there's a cap on Rhamondre Stevenson because Harris will be back, and Ty Montgomery could be a factor at some point too.
Yeah, passing downs back.
Yeah, take Stevenson off the field in passing downs. But for the short term, you could be getting a top 5 running back over the next 3 weeks. It wouldn't be a shock. All right, next up. You guys disagree with that? I don't want to speak.
No, that's good.
I just said 10, so.
Right. It wouldn't be a shock to be top 5, right?
When is their bye?
Their bye is in 4-5 weeks.
Okay.
They have 4 games and then a bye. John O'Connor says Ken Walker will finish as RB blank rest of season.
17.
Yeah, I'd like to be optimistic, so I'll say 16.
Art Vandelay says blank will lead all rookie wide receivers in fantasy points this season, and blank will lead all rookie running backs in fantasy points this season.
Olave and Breece Hall. I can't believe I said Breece Hall.
It's definitely Breece Hall. Wide receiver's a lot more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with London.
Okay. A vote for London, a vote for Olave, and 2 votes for, one vote for Breece Hall, 1 for Breece Hall.
Thank you.
Damian Pierce versus Breece Hall. That's an easy call for you guys.
No, it's a close call between those two, but I like Breece's talent. I made sure to say Breece, and I think he's got a good role in the passing game. I think that can be developed a little bit more.
Okay. From Fantasy Kerr, Jalen Warren is a blank priority in redraft and a blank priority in dynasty keeper leagues. Jalen Warren.
Modest, not the biggest.
Stash.
Okay. Jalen Warren is 33% rostered, and they did say they're going to continue to use him. And
he's a better fit for what they are right now on offense. He's eating up space so quickly after he gets the ball. He's just such a bullet train compared to Najee, who's more like a bulldozer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even know how much this has to do with Jalen Warren. It's probably 30 running backs, 40 running backs in the NFL that are better fit for what the Steelers are doing or any offensive team is trying to do, which is move the football forward than Najee Harris currently is.
It's crazy, but you're right.
He must not be healthy.
It's just that Warren is who they have.
He must not be healthy. It's the only thing that makes sense.
You know what the Steelers, right? He had the preseason foot injury. You know what the Steelers
offseason weight gain too.
That's right. You know what the Steelers offense is? All right. The gift that keeps on giving. Paxton Jefferson says if Derrick Henry went down, blank would be his best handcuff or replacement.
If who went down?
Derrick Henry. It's going to be multiple people.
I think Hilliard would be the best.
For fantasy, I think I'd agree. I just don't think that Hassan Haskins or Chestnut can be anything close to what Henry is.
Grant Miller. DJ Moore will be blank with PJ Walker.
Better.
A little bit better.
Don. George Pickens is a top blank wide receiver rest of season.
40.
I'll say 30.
You think he'll be better than Deontay Johnson?
No, I think they'll be close, and I think Johnson will get a few more targets in the next few weeks.
They took another step closer last week. It'd be hard to look at what's happened when you've thrown the ball to George Pickens this season and what's happened when you've thrown the ball to Deontay Johnson the past 5 years and think we should continue throwing the ball more to Deontay Johnson and less to George Pickens.
Yeah.
Okay, how about from Ryames? I should feel blank for starting Geno Smith against Arizona over Russell Wilson at the Chargers this week. I should feel blank about that.
Thankful.
Very, very confident.
I would start Geno Smith over Kyler Murray in the same game.
Ooh, wow.
I've got Kyler one spot ahead, but I don't have a problem with
wild.
what you're doing.
Wow.
It's wild. The only thing that bugs me about Geno, and this is the thing, like I've started to study this game already. Geno doesn't do great under pressure. He's done okay at times this year when the pocket's collapsing around him. Arizona blitzes a ton. So if that blitz can get home, that could affect Geno from time to time.
I think maybe it's a different argument once Hopkins comes back, if Hopkins can be Hopkins again. But Kyler Murray has never been a good passer without DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot, though.
Pretty much fair. Right. That's the other thing that favors him.
And somehow the Cardinals defense is giving up more fantasy points to quarterbacks this year than the Seahawks.
Well, the Cardinals have faced Mahomes. Mahomes is the one who really destroyed them. They faced Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr. I can't remember the rest of their schedule. Anyway, from Bring Back Silk Shirts. Okay.
No, I love silk shirts in middle school.
Right. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
They were great. The McRib is coming back blank.
I can never get marinara sauce stains out of my silk shirts. I'm not a big McRib guy.
I looked
what
it
is
up.
This question?
We're thinking it seems like people are feeling late fall. Yeah, we're getting close to McRib season.
Oh, we were guessing when.
Yeah.
My fill in the blank was going to be I don't care.
Yeah.
Me either. From Orion, the best running back rest of season is blank. The number one running back.
Saquon.
Yeah.
He's earned it. He deserves it. He's been great.